Yeah, I know what you're thinking. I'm thinking the same thing. Before I start, I want to ask one quick question of the Rav. Did you say you saw Herschel's in charge of the finances? Is that a joke? That's it, I'm done. I'm not going to top that. So, about 2 weeks ago, Alan, you don't want to miss this. Actually, with you not here, I can have, go. About 2 weeks ago, I got a phone call. I look at my phone, it's John Herschel. I don't think that's happened in 20 years. So I said, oh. And I thought to myself, oh, let's see, is it mouse keeping time or the shul dinner? Malka's coming up. Maybe we're doing some collection of the Rav. Okay, I pick up the phone. I say, hi, John. Hi, Rob. How are you? I'm okay, John. What's going on? How's Elizabeth? How are the kids? How's everybody? Now, those of us who know John Herschel know this is not his fallback way of being. He's not usually this gregarious, fun-loving guy who's calling like that. And I said, okay, John, what's up? He goes, okay, here's the deal. The Rav asked me to give you a call. And I'm immediately thinking, what did I do? I haven't made a simcha in a while, no bar mitzvahs, no bottle caps, no nothing. I didn't have an ice cream truck in front of me. I haven't done anything wrong. And he said, no. The malka's coming up. I said, yeah. So now I'm thinking, okay, we're ready. We're going to give a gift to the Rav. He said, and the Rav wants you to speak. I said, really? And he said, yeah. He said, listen, with all this going on in the world right now, we can't have that much fun. Call Rob. I accept the challenge. And so I thought to myself, really? So I said, well, John, that's kind of like Don Corleone saying, I want you to speak at the malka. You can't say no. He said, nope, you can't. I said, I can't say no to the Rav. He goes, no, you can't. So I guess I have to do this. He said, yes, you do. And so I thought to myself, all right, well, it's been a little while. Let me catch up on a few things. So I said to John, first things first, the minion started back up again? And he said, yeah, it's been about 2 years. Really? Are we still outside? Or Benji still cleaning the seats for us? And he said, no, we're inside. So, does Rob still have the stick? I said, no, Rob doesn't have the stick. I said, the stick was scary, John. He goes, yeah, I know. And I said, the Rob actually didn't need the stick, but he had the stick. So I said, no more stick? He said, no more stick. We're good. Come on in. And I remember thinking, wow, it's been a while. And I started reminiscing about COVID. Now, outside of the death, destruction, despair, and economic ruin, I loved COVID. Everything about it. I had my kids all under one roof. I didn't have to go anywhere, didn't have to do anything. The big activity that day probably killed Beth, right? She knew no activities, no plans. How many games are there in the world? And I get the Bennett's played all of them. But I'm just saying, no activities whatsoever. The big activity was taking a walk. And for me, I liked taking a walk, and it was the perfect walk. It was a curmudgeon heaven. People see you coming, they cross the street. You don't have to talk to anybody. And nobody's like, yeah, how you doing? And you just keep going, and it was just fantastic. I had my own minion, just me. I was always on time. I had my own mucking kavua. It was my couch. CJ and Avi each had their own minion. We didn't usually daven in the same minion. It was great. But it was over. So I decided, okay, I gave you a 2-year warm-up. I'm going to come see what's going on. I really want to see what's going on at the shul. So I came to the shul. It's a beautiful thing about Tiferet Tzvi. Absolutely nothing has changed. So much so that the other night at the YFR dinner, I had a few friends who were there. And I said, listen, the Rav asked me to say a few things. I'll have a little fun. Tell me, what's changed? And they said, oh, you want to know what's changed? I'll tell you what's changed. Every single guy said the exact same thing to me. Shmuley Polakazio, I'm in. I said, okay. And I said, no, you don't know what that means. You know how it used to say you had to hit Baruch Hu by within 17 minutes? You couldn't go earlier? Now it has to be by 17 minutes. He's saying every word. That was our big change. So I went to the shul. And by the way, John, I understand that it's had a little bit of an impact. That minyan that we started, I remember making Dan Englander eggs. The Rav probably remembers us making Dan. The Rav would stay. He had to get to work. Ultimately, why I think he had to move to another job, because at some point they said, "When will you come?" Because he was staying to make sure we had a minyan, right? We had, if it wasn't for the Sackville boys, sound asleep in the back, who the bagels, I'd say, "Get up now, okay, sit down now." Wasn't that we did not have a minyan. Stopped making eggs downstairs. Minyan was, I don't know. Then COVID came, and I thought, okay, we're done. And yet the thing just won't die. It's still going. Until I'm told by everybody at the YFR dinner, until Shmuley. So I'll have to give Shmuley a call and say, this is my only legacy, my only shot. Don't kill my minyan. Hit Baruch Hu in 17 minutes. So I go to the shul and I take a look around and I see what's going on. I see wonderful familiar faces, the Rav said, family, all where they're supposed to be, everybody in their malka kavua. I see Ellie smiling and beaming from his spot. I see the Bennett boys looking perfect right up front. Everything's great. I'm like, oh, this is wonderful. It's like, you can come home again. Dan Dubin's over in the corner next to the Slepways who are still doing their very, very best to repopulate Far Rockaway. At this point, multiple apartment buildings are filled with Slepways. And it's wonderful. There's Alan Rubin up there. The only guy, did anybody think of him during the Super Bowl? I did. Because, they're sending in signals from the field. It's the way Alan gives an aliyah. Rob! And you're getting hugbug. So I decided, guess what that is? Okay? So I decided, I'm watching him and I'm thinking, Alan's a pretty fit guy. I think this is just his way of working out on the shop. He's doing this thing up there. He's been doing it ever since I've known him. He's wonderful. He's unbelievable. Everybody's got it going on. And I'm thinking, this is just so sweet. Although, one thing did bother me a little bit. There's a guy in my seat. Now, right, it's been 2 years, but there's somebody in my seat. And it's weird because that seat is the seat that Ari Cohen and I usually would fight over because it's the seat for the poorly behaved people. It's in the corner over there where nobody can see you, and you get to do your thing over in the corner. There's a really full guy in that seat. I'm like that. You look like a very well-behaved person. You believe over there. The bad guys are over here. All right, fine. I realized, things happen. There's a change. So I'm davening, and I'm feeling it's beautiful. Milty's doing his thing. He's taking beautiful Nagunim and turning them into marches. Everything is going. Lane was beautiful, always. Wow, this beautiful, beautiful lane. Everything's great. Sounds good. And then I saw the biggest change that I think has ever hit this shul. I was never so devastated, and I was thinking to myself, here the Rav has spent decades saying, don't let what's all going on out in that world into our beautiful Malkum. Don't let it in. This is our place to keep it really special. And yet here, in a world filled with anti-Semitism, here, right in front of me, was easily the most anti-Semitic thing I've experienced in years. Somebody moved the drasha from after laning. Now I have a question for you people. Who needs a nap before Kiddush? Nobody needs a nap to go to Kiddush. You go to Kiddush, you get up early, you go to shul. It's long, it's beautiful, you get the laning, you get the davening, it's great. you get to Musaf time and you need a little energy. You need to get it going. And this is one of the great gifts that Hashem gives. And I'm over in my bad corner. I need to hear the words, our Parsha this week. And now, somebody does it. No. What do you mean? We just keep going. I said, you stop giving your drasha? There's no more drasha. The Rav is an unbelievable speaker. What are you talking about? No, it's after. I said, what? It's after. I said, after. So now you've worked your way all the way through. You get to, I watched the whole Kihil, by the way. I watched the whole Kihil get up to Musaf, and they were like, they're doing their best. Even Milty can't watch anymore. Everybody's tired. So Musaf is over. Okay, now, I need a bissel herring, a little schnapps, something. I'll get through the day. Please give your attention to the Rav. What? It's not right, people. And we have to fix it. That's all I'm going to say. And I will say that I ate twice as much at Kiddush. I was really rejuvenated. But all kidding aside, it is incredibly wonderful to walk into your shul. And I know that everybody feels what the Rav was saying before. You know, we have raising families here, the bar mitzvahs, the bat mitzvahs, whether you got them right or wrong. The weddings, my girls, I don't think go a week without giving you a text wrap. And my boys would, except they're surrounded by Rebbeim in Israel, so it's easier and quicker, but actually it's probably not quicker. But it's a very special thing. It is a beautiful thing to be able to say that you can come home again and to see faces that are some new, but mostly all warm, wonderful, the best of friends, and it's a beautiful kehillah. And Baruch Hashem, we can get together even in the most difficult of times and enjoy each other.
Amazing.